All right, so the Sony State of Play presentation just wrapped up, and well, I have some thoughts about it. We're starting things off with DLC for Astrobot, which is still my game of the year thus far. There's a couple new speed run levels coming. There's 10 new bots to rescue. It is a free update. Comes out fall of 2024. Okay, that's cool. You know, more Astrobot. I'm not going to complain about that. Next up was a weird game called The Midnight Walk, which is done by the people who created Lost in Random. I kind of like that game. It wasn't too bad. The entire game is made out of clay. It has a PSVR 2 mode in it. You can play the whole game in PSVR 2 or just standard PlayStation 5. You're like a little thing with a flaming pot on his head. The art style is a very Tim Burton-esque art style, so I kind of dig it. No release date or anything. I guess something to keep an eye on. The next game was also kind of a weird game. It was an action-adventure game with monsters who all looked really similar. I thought at first it was going to be like a war-torn World War II style game because that's the vibe it gave you, but the enemy outside is the monsters, and you have like a gladiator sword, but like, I don't know. It really just, to me, this game is called Hell Is Us. It really just feels like a mismatch of a bunch of different ideas just put all together to make kind of a weird game. It could work out. It might not work out. I don't really know. I guess something to keep an eye on. Metro VR is shown once again. We've seen this at a previous state of play. You know, it looks kind of cool considering I'm one of the idiots who wasted money on the PSVR 2 headset just for Sony to abandon it. I wish that damn Batman game would come to it. Spoiler alert, there was no Batman at this presentation. It's called Metro Awakening VR, comes out on November 7th. I might check it out because, well, I don't have anything else really to play on my PSVR 2. A fast-paced action-adventure game was up next. They showed off a bunch of different characters, magic spells, large creatures. All right, looks kind of interesting, I guess. It is called Arc Age Chronicles. Comes out sometime in 2025. The game that Nintendo is suing, Pal World, was up next. Excellent. Just excellent time there, Sony. You really did a good job of reading the room. Pal World will be available for PlayStation 5 owners today. Good luck with that, pal, because I feel like Pal World might be going through some changes very quickly, and those changes may be removal because Nintendo is they're a tough company to deal with that sort of thing. All right, we got our first game that I'm looking forward to. Lunar Remastered, consisting of Lunar Silver Star and Lunar Eternal Blue. I didn't expect that. It's very cool. These are classic RPGs. I'm sure the Switch version is going to be fire because I can play it in handheld mode. Spring of 2025 for this. I will be picking this up because I like the Lunar games. I remember the games came with like a cloth map in the complete edition on the PS1, so very cool stuff here. Ninja Turtles gets an update with Radical Reptiles and a remix soundtrack. I don't want a remix soundtrack. The original soundtrack had Raekwon and Ghostface on it, like Wu-Tang. Why would I want remix tunes of that? I don't really know who these Radical Reptiles were, so I'm good on it. Keanu Reeves is in Sonic X Generations, coming December 12th with DLC where he voices Shadow the Hedgehog because he's voicing Shadow the Hedgehog in the movie. I don't really care. Fantasian, the PS2 Inspired RPG, was up next. We've seen this before at various showcases at both Nintendo Directs and State of Play events. You know, it looks like a nice throwback to classic RPGs with a static camera, with the camera angles positioned kind of in weird places like you saw with like Resident Evils. I can't remember the frickin' name of what they call that right now, but I will say the battle text for the damage looks really crappy and boring. Like, I don't know, just ugly. It looks like a stock text. Comes out on December 5th. Then we got Dragon Age gameplay up next. Look, I've never played any of these Dragon Age games. I know they have a large following. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding the new one. I will say the box art of this game looks very crappy and like a Fortnite game. This gameplay, like they fought a big ass dragon, and it really didn't make me any more interested in this game. Like, I'm sure it's fine for fans of it. It's just not my cup of tea. Also, this trailer was like really long. And I'm like, do we really need a long ass trailer for a game that comes out on October 31st? I believe this game comes out. So, like, do I need this long ass trailer for a multi-plat game? I don't know. That's just me. Alan Wake 2 DLC was showing off next. Interesting, since, well, that game hasn't turned a profit yet, but maybe this can help a little bit. It looks kind of creepy. Comes out in October. Hey, another game that I'm interested in, Hitman VR. Now, I'm kind of excited for this. Besides Lunar, this has been a game that I'm definitely going to check out because I like Hitman. I want to use my PSVR 2 headset, and this looked cool. Like, you can wash the blood off your hands and stuff, and you got all sorts of different weapons. Looks very Hitman-y. There's lots of interactions that you could do in the world. This is cool. This is something that is a day one purchase, much like Lunar will be for me. I didn't get the release date down. I think it said December. I didn't write it down in my notes, and that's gotta be Kane! Legacy of Kane 1 and 2 Remastered is shown off. This was actually leaked earlier today. Is a multi-platform, but hey, these games have honestly held up very well. I've been playing them on the Evercade, so this is probably going to be really good too. Looks good. They've cleaned up the graphics. We get excited for old games on this channel that are actually, like retro games, not just one generation back, because a lot of the new stuff sucks ass. Stick with the classics, people. December 10th on this. Very, very cool, and it looks very good. One of the Blumhouse PS1 inspired games called Fear the Spotlight was showing off next. All right. A game where you build villages and have ecosystems and your friends can come visit you. It looks kind of pretty. It's called Towers of Asaba. No, it's a cozy game with a new coat of paint. You can't fool me. You can't fool me. There's a Lego Fortnite split screen update. What are we doing here? A Fortnite DualSense controller. Okay, all right. Dynasty Warriors Origins, a game that we've seen before, gets a new trailer and a release date. The game does look pretty fun. It's fun to hack up a bunch of enemies on screen, but I always kind of feel spoiled by the original Hyrule Warriors because it kind of took that formula a step up. It actually had memorable characters and stuff like that. And I get it. These are games based on historical things. So if you're into that sort of stuff, it can be very cool. But I like the Zelda sort of feel to it. But I don't know. I might check this out. January 17th. And of course, Monster Hunter Wilds is here. Why is this game at every freaking event? It is insanity how it's been at every event. And it's going to be at Tokyo Game Show. It was at Gamescom. It was at State of Play. It was at Xbox. I am sold on this game. I like Monster Hunter games. Stop showing it to me all the time. Like, it looks awesome. But holy hell, this was a long-ass trailer, too. We have very few minutes left in the presentation, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like, we haven't seen any first-party PlayStation games. I wonder if there's going to be any. We did get a look at a first-party PlayStation game that, well, just happens to be coming to the Switch as well. Lego Horizon Dawn was given a release date of November 14th. So if you're interested in Lego Horizon, this will be a game for you. Of course, like I said, it does come out on the Switch as well. A first-party Sony game on the Switch that's not contractually obligated like MLB is. What a time to be alive. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. Sony, go to hell. Go to hell. This will be coming out on October 31st for the PS5 and PC. There's 10 hours of re-recorded motion capture and visual improvements for the same game. I'm sorry. You have lost your damn mind, Sony. I will give them a little credit. There is the upgrade path for $10, but just buy the PS4 version of the game anywhere for $10 right now online and then upgrade for $10. So it costs you $20 if you really want to play through this game again. Because to buy it outright is absolute insanity. Comes out on October 31st as well. Yippity-doo. Stellar Blade is getting a photo mode for all you horny bastards out there. 2B is also coming into the game with a Nier Automata Stellar Blade collaboration. That's kind of interesting, I guess. Are we going to start attacking 2B's character now like the journalist did with Stellar Blade? Then they started talking about PlayStation Plus and games coming to PlayStation Plus. Dino Crisis is coming to PS1. That's kind of cool, I guess. You know, I think people want a redone version of the game, considering you could just play the game on DuckStation and it will look better than it does on this, but whatever. Last of Us Part 1 goes to PlayStation Plus this Thursday. Okay. Oh, look, new DualSense controller colors and dual and system colors. They showed off 3 controllers that go along with the new system. And yeah, okay. So now we've seen 4 different controllers. Turtle Man Cerny is here to talk about the PS5 Pro. I think most of us are pretty good on this. They showed off some PS5 Pro enhanced games, including Metal Gear Solid Delta, which was not at this show. All right, I guess that's cool. And then Ghosts of Tsushima 2 closed out the show. Now, I mean, this is a good announcement. You know, I'll give Sony credit here. The wolf looked cool. I like wolves because they're big dogs, essentially, but a bit more attack orientated. They showed off some traversal, limited amounts of gameplay, some battling as well, very limited amounts of battling. It's called Ghost of Yotei. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's Yotei, and it has an ambiguous 2025 release, and that was our show. So when it came to unannounced first-party PlayStation games, we got Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered and Ghosts of Yotei. We had more controllers here. We had more DualSense controller variants with 4 than we did new PS5 game announcements from Sony with 2. And one of those is a remake slash is a remaster of a game that's been out for 7 years now. Now, Ghost of Yotei does look cool. But that ambiguous 2025, you didn't even give me a season to go along with it. A spring, a summer, a fall, a winter. You gave me nothing. You just said 2025. Oh, man. Like, this is... what's the point? What was the point of this show? Did you have some contractual obligation to third parties to show off their games? Because if you didn't, you should have just stayed your ass at home until you had more games to show off. This honestly was embarrassing when it comes to first-party Sony games. Like, people buy PlayStation products to get PlayStation first-party games. The third-party games are awesome as well. And this isn't a situation like that Nintendo Direct partner showcase that we had, because Nintendo has multiple first-party games still coming out. You could say whatever you want about Xbox and what they're doing with their first-party games, but PlayStation's supposed to be a cut above. It has been a kind of dry year for PlayStation with a lot of these first-party games, with a lot of their announcements, with the ebb and flow, with things like Concord and the PlayStation 5 Pro. And this is what you came out with? Because it honestly feels like, to me, it's another, it's going to be the next presentation. And then all the leakers are going to go ahead and say that sort of stuff. I don't know. This, to me, was a waste of my time. These are all announcements that could have been done individually. There was no reason for this to be a state of play presentation. And it's a standard state of play presentation, which has a negative connotation attached to it, in my opinion. Maybe you enjoyed this presentation. These are always controversial topics, so let me know in the comments section down below. Were you a fan of this? And if so, what it was that you enjoyed and what you didn't enjoy. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If this is your first time here, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell notification as well. Check out the other video today, because Ubisoft's going down in flames, boys, and I can't say I'm surprised. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.